Today, yesterday, I had a request by Yomi Bolo, if that's how I pronounce your name, to do Jimmy Garoppolo's chart and do his transits for Super Bowl Sunday. So I can't predict if they're going to win or not, but of course they are. Of course they are. And I'm going to go a little more in depth into Jimmy G's chart because he is in his Saturn return. And for a lot of people, Saturn returns a really tough time if you haven't grown up. But because he's a professional athlete, this is his time in the sun because Saturn is, it's like the Lord of Karma. It's like the great teacher and the disciplinarian too. So, he's at the top of his game right now because his Saturn return, of course, it's in his first house. So he has transiting Saturn on his natal Saturn in his first house of personality. So his professionalism is at its height right now. He's definitely being rewarded. I'm just jumping right to his transits, especially the outer planets, Saturn, Pluto, and Jupiter. But as for the game, that will, of course, be the inner planets. Um, so the reason we got him, the reason the San Francisco 49ers got, not the total reason, of course, but part of it is his transiting Pluto signifies a great change in his life. And so he was traded from the New England Patriots to San Francisco. And so, Pluto is the ruler of Scorpio and transformation. So it was like the ending of one team and the beginning of the winning team, the Super Bowl champions 4 times, going on 5. So, yeah, so he's in his Saturn return. So his transiting Pluto and Saturn are in his first house of personality. So he is a powerful personality, I mean, and a professional that everyone knows his name pretty much. Transiting Sun also is in Aquarius. Um, and that's great for groups, teams. Also in his first house he shares um, with Capricorn and Saturn. So Saturn is both the rulers, it's a dual ruler of Capricorn and Aquarius. So he's got his first house going on with Pluto giving him power and change, but and change. And he is a Scorpio. He is totally a Scorpio. I mean, he has the power. Sun, Mars, Pluto. That's like a triple conjunction plus Mercury in Scorpio. That's powerful. But anyway, one of his Scorpio rulers are transiting his first house. So that's very powerful. I just need some water going off on Jimmy. So so Mercury's in Aquarius right now. And so that's the group, the team, the people, the Super Bowl. I mean, it's the media frenzy. It's Super Bowl parties. So it's communication, and it's communication about him because it's his chart, first of all. The sun is in Aquarius in his first house of his body and his personality. So we will definitely be hearing about him. Well, we have been, but continue to hear about him. Um, Transiting Neptune is in his second house of Pisces, and transiting Venus is in Pisces in the second house of money and assets. Um, Venus is exalted in Pisces, so yeah, he makes money through his beauty and grace, and his quarterback dance and his smile and all of it. That's Venus and Pisces in the second house. But his skills and his power. I'm sorry, I'm doing this chart, but the transits are kind of intertwined, and there's things that I have to refer back to, like his Scorpio power is just amazing, and so that's where he gets his skill as an athlete to have both Pluto and Mars are the rulers of Scorpio. So I guess I'm saying, regardless of the transits, he is having his Saturn return. So I don't know if he's taken any hard knocks, but things are working out pretty good for him, actually. So I think he's being rewarded. He's being rewarded. Transiting Chiron is in the second house, wounded healing, so wounded healer. So, if he gets hurt, he gets healed. He gets healed. So it's in Aries. It's in Aries. Aries athletics. In football, a lot of people get injured, but they learn. They learn, and he's learned. He wears a knee brace. So, um, in the third house of communication, he has transiting Uranus is in Taurus, and the moon is in Taurus on Super Bowl Sunday in the third house of communication. So it's going to be so exciting, so exciting. And because Uranus is there, it's going to be it's sudden, unpredictable changes. It's going to be in Taurus 7 years, but it could surprise everyone, and that could just be surprising plays. I mean, it's all about defense, and so everyone's minds are going to be blown. So, yeah, sudden, unexpected changes for him. It's in his third house of communication and his thinking. But when I did his chart before, he uses, right now, that day, Super Bowl Sunday, the moon will be in Taurus. So they're not in a real tight conjunction, but he uses his Uranus in the third house to strategize, and he also uses it. It's put him all over the media because Uranus is the ruler of Aquarius. It's the ruler of Aquarius, and it's he's just everywhere, all over the media, and so that looks really good for him. I don't know if it's going to be a surprising upset for us, but maybe to see the other team or somebody else, but we won't be surprised because the third house is Gemini's house. It's your thinking, it's your communication, short trips. So that day, the Sunday, the 2nd, February 2nd, 2020, the moon will be in Taurus. So that's using all 5 senses. It's luxurious. It's luxurious. Yeah, Taurus. And it's stable. So, yeah, he's looking good. He's looking good. Super Bowl Sunday. What else is going on? Well, transiting Mars in Sagittarius is excellent for him. Excellent. For an athlete, that is so. It's in his 11th house, excuse me, of Aquarius's house. So the group, the world, everyone's going to know about this athlete. Mars is the ruler of Aries and Scorpio. It's also his ruler of Scorpio. But it's a fiery planet, and it's in a fire sign in the 11th house. So everyone's going to see his power, and it's going to give him more power and more drive and more ambition and will of steel and determination. All those Scorpio qualities that he already has with that massive stellium up there for the sun and 3 other planets and 2 rulers. So yeah, it looks great for him. Mars is a born athlete, and so is Sagittarius. And the 11th house is all the media, grooves, playing with the team player. Okay, and now to lucky Jupiter. Jupiter is good fortune, good luck, the great benefic. It's in his 12th house of Capricorn, and it's right on his north node. So, wow, it's right on his north node. So, yeah, they're going to win. They're going to win. I'm not a bookie or anything. Sorry, I'm not a bookie, but let me just check his north node, check the degree. I just got excited for a minute. So his north node is 12 degrees in the 12th house, and transiting Jupiter is 13 degrees. Yeah, so it's it's an exact conjunction in the 12th house of Pisces, but he has it in Capricorn. So he's at the top of his game. Um, he's at the top. It's going to bring good luck, good fortune. It's entirely possible they'll win, of course. So it looks really, really good for him. Almost meant to be, but of course it took a lot, enormous training. I mean, he worked his ass off for this. He worked really, really hard. Your Saturn return is not an easy time. It's the passage to adulthood from 28 to 30, roughly. And it can be very difficult for some people, but for him, I think he's really glad he got that trade now. So, yeah, it looks really, really good for him. So, he's inspired. He's inspired. And he's in tune. He's so in tune. And with Jupiter on his north node, it's going to put him on the map. He's already on the map. But yeah, it looks good. It looks like it's like a karmic point. That's where all the eclipses, the lunar eclipse that we just had in Cancer, the solar eclipse we had in Capricorn, December 26th. And now we have Jupiter in Capricorn. So they're all affecting his houses. So the sixth house, okay, the transiting north node is in his sixth house of work. So, and it's opposing the 12th house. So it's opposing the north node, Jupiter conjunction, which is winning. Yeah, it looks like it to me, because North Node is like a karmic fated point. It's a point in the ecliptic that it's not always good fortune. But with Jupiter sitting on your North Node, opposing your sixth house of work in Cancer, the odds of your winning his work, of course his work is in focus, right? He's an NFL player, so his work is in focus. Work and health, attention to detail. So attention to his health, all the training and stuff, that's his north node. You really have to work out in training. So, but the Jupiter, opposing Jupiter on his north node, that's a fated win. It's a fated win. Let me check his ascendant. His ascendant is 20 degrees Capricorn. So it's in the first house. He has Capricorn. It's the intercepted house. So it's both in the first house. It shares the first house with Aquarius, but it's also in the 12th house. So the Jupiter conjunct North Node, or the dragon's head or tail. I'll get into that later. But anyway, keep it simple. Looks good. It looks very, very good. So he's worked very, very hard to earn this, is where I was going with this, with his Saturn, his whole life probably, or at least the last 7 years. So it's 20. Of course, he was just born 28 years ago, but the last 7 years probably have been very, very hard. I think he's won a Super Bowl before. So it takes a team though, because the sun is in Aquarius, so it takes a team, and it's all about defense for them. And the fact that he has Pluto and Saturn sitting on Saturn, it can feel heavy at times, so he wants to be careful of his body. And he's in great shape, but I always get very protective, but yeah, Saturn, because it's in his first house, and the first house is your personality. It's also your body. Your ascendant is more like your body. He has Neptune sitting on his ascendant as well. So those are his transits for Super Bowl Sunday. Yomi Bolo, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Thank you for asking me. I really enjoyed doing this. I know I'm totally biased, but that's okay. Yeah, and it looks really, really good. Looks really good. So Anyway, hope you enjoyed this. If you do, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.